user-defined databases generally, okay, in our database applications means, generally what it was happened, guys, here, we already have a predefined data types are there, right? So we already have a predefined data type. So in predefined data types, okay, whatever it was there here, these data types are, they are going to be, especially at the time of table creation. So whenever you want to create a table, so we are going to be applying your predefined data types, okay, at the time of table creation. But here predefined data types, okay, so how it will be stored your data into particular column in a table means. So as per your data type, suppose your data type is a integer data type, then it will be stored integer format of data. Suppose your data type is a string format, then it will be storing string format of data. So that means we know that already. The data types are nothing but what? No, the specific type of values when we want to store in a particular column. So there we can use what now? Data types we are using. But in this predefined data type, okay, so how the values will be stored? That means, okay, integer, string, date, like this. But how into your table columns, how it will be stored? Like, for example, let me see any kind of table when you come back here. Okay, any kind of table, for example, let you open your database now. Suppose if you want to any table in our database, suppose this is one of the table. So in this table, carefully observe, there are 3 columns we designed in this table, right? And that each and every column, whenever you want to create or design along with the table creation, when we design every column, so what it was happening, guys, here, so we need to use some data types. So those data types, if you want to see, then you can come out and see it. So DEPT number column is the number data type. Dname column is varchar2 and LOC column is also varchar2. So that means what you understand, guys, here, when we create a table, yes or no, when we create a table along with some particular columns, compulsory we should give a data types. Compulsory we should give a data types. Okay, now fine. But here, carefully observe, whatever the data types we are going to be passing, guys, here, okay, to my columns, okay, and in these columns, how the data can be storing means here. So for example, some sequence order like 10, 20, 30, 40, okay, some order it will be stored: accounting, research, sales and operations, location, New York, okay, Dallas, Chicago, Boston. Okay, and now tell me what is my point here. So whatever the values we are storing under columns, so department number is one separate column, department name is one separate column, and LOC is one separate column, right? Okay. In these separate columns, so whatever the values I'm storing, guys, here, so these values are one systematical order we stored. And now, can you tell me, guys, here, each and every column, for example, this is department number column is there. In department number column, okay, how many values I stored? Total values, how many here? Come on, guys, total how many values we store? 4 values. Okay, so 4 values we store. Okay, so in this department name also 4 values we store. In this LOC is also 4 values we store, right? Okay, fine. So that means here total, if you want to counting like this row wise, so this is first row, this is second row, this is third row, and this is fourth row. So that means 4 rows are there. Total number of rows are how many? 4. Okay, now fine. So now carefully observe. Now in each row of a column, suppose DEPT number first row, DEPT number first row. How many columns? How many values are there? DEPT number in first row, how many values are there? Only one value. Only one value. So DEPT number column, in the first row, one value, second row, one value, third row, one value, fourth row, one value. So that means DEPT number column, whatever the values are storing here, every individual or every single value is stored. Yes or no? In your department number column, total number of rows are 4 rows. Every row wise, how many values are storing in a column? Single value only is stored. So every row wise, a single value storing under a particular column. So like this. So one column. Oh, sorry, one value here. So 10 is a one value, 20 is a one value, 30 is a one value, 40 is a one value. Like this, department name also same like this. So single value. So accounting in one single value, research is a one single value, sales and operations. Like a LOC also same thing. Okay, single values are storing in each row wise. Yes or no, guys? Come on, guys. Single values are stored now. Yes or no? So single values are storing in each column. So department number column, single values, 10, 20, 30, 40. Department name column is also storing single values. LOC column is also storing single values one by one. Okay. So that means in each row of a particular column wise, if you see one value only is stored. So like this, any kind of table, if you want to see, for example, when I'm going to think here, when I'm going to call my EMP table is also same like this. Okay. So department number, you can see. When you see the department number column, so only one value was storing. Only single value is storing in department number column also. Only single values. And the salary column is also only storing single values. Like a hire dates, single values. Like MGR numbers, single values. Like a jobs, single names. And the Smith, that means e-name, employee name, single values or single names. And a department number, employee number, so single values. So that means here what happened, guys, here? In a particular column or in a column, if you want to identify here, in a column, each row wise, one value only stored in a column. I'm not saying entire the columns. I'm calling every individual column. If you see every individual column, if you see only one value only we stored. And this is the way the data can be organizing in your relational database management systems. Okay, fine. But guys, here my requirement is what now? Suppose if I want to store, for example, e-name is a column is there. So in this e-name column, okay, in the e-name column, in one of the row value, I want to store double values. That means multiple values I have to store. Okay. So what is my point here? In predefined data type, okay, whatever the predefined data type I'm using, suppose I'm storing here what happened in name, and this is my predefined data type. Column, right? In this column, how I'm storing the data means a single value I'm storing, like Smith, and the second value Allen, and third value Ward. Okay, like this, every value is a single. But my requirement is what now? In the same name column, okay, I want to apply some data type something. Okay, here, suppose I want to apply here bracket 2 of 10 something. Okay, so in this e-name column, how I want to store my values means the group of values or a set of values or multiple values I have to store. Okay, so that means Smith, comma, Miller, comma, okay, word. Okay, now this is first row. In second row, I want to show like Allen, comma, Jones, comma, Scott. This is second row. Okay, now next, if I want to store like this here, okay, James, okay, Adams, like we can say Warner. Okay, now now here I want to say, okay, so now tell me guys here, in the first example, here what happened, this is a row. Okay, so this is a row. Okay, and this is a row. So now observe carefully. In the first example and second example, what is the difference? Is there any difference you identified, guys? Here, check out. Come on, what is the differences in the first and second? Is there any difference you identified, or else both are same? This is ename column and the varchar 2 is a predefined data type. But each row wise in a column, how many values we stored means it's a single values only we store. Okay, now this is single value storing in each row wise in particular single column. Okay, a column. This is a single column, right? So in this single column, we are storing only single values we store. Okay, now this is in the first example. But in second example, what happened in the same column, but these are not a multiple columns, right? This is a only single column. In single column, in each row wise, how many values I'm storing here? So group of values I'm storing. Okay, now group of values I'm storing now. Okay, now but here in this group of values, so that means what you understand here, our requirement is what now? In a particular column, okay, each row wise, I have to store multiple values in a particular column. So in that situations, this is what now predefined data type. So this predefined data types are not supporting. Okay, so that means if a simple concept of your front end side, suppose this is int, I'm declaring that here, observe carefully, int a or int x. Okay, so int x is the one variable we declared. Fine, is the one variable we declared. into this x variable, I'm storing some value, x is equal to 10. Okay, x is equal to 10. So is it clear? That means, is it correct? Okay, is there any problem in this int x? So that means I declared one integer variable, and into that x variable I'm storing one single value 10. Is it okay now? Come on guys, is it okay or having any problem in this? This one I'm asking. Is it clear declaration or any wrong declaration? Okay, it's a correct declaration. Okay, there is nothing problem in this. Suppose now here, tell me in this x variable how many values I'm assigning here, or how many values I'm storing here. Come on guys, to this x variable how many values are assigned here? Come on. Only one value I assign, and the value is 10. Only one value. So 10 is a value, the single value I'm assigning to my x, or else I'm storing into x variable. So this is okay guys here. This is nothing problem. There is no problem in this. We can, okay, we can assigning like this. But the thing is, suppose to this x variable, now I want to store, or I want to assign the group of values like this, 10, 20, 30. Is it correct or wrong? Is it correct or wrong? Is it wrong? So it is invalid. So we can't go to assigning the multiple or group of values to x variable. Okay, because this x is a variable which is integer data type, and it can be stored only single value operation only supported. But I can't go for to store multiple values or group of values into this x variable. Okay, now, so now I'm asking to you, suppose guys, if I want to store the multiple values, whatever it was there, if I want to store the multiple values, whatever it was there, okay, these multiple values, I want to store into X variable, then how we can store it? Is there any topic is there, or is there any mechanism is there in your Java, .NET, okay, to storing group of values into one X variable? Come on, guys. Just think, is there any topic, okay, in Java.NET? Okay, so if you want to go for, okay, to store the group of elements or group of values, if I want to store into one particular variable, okay, is there any concept we have it here? Come on, what is the concept in your Java.NET? Yes, very good. Arrays. Arrays are there. So guys, tell me, what is the array? Array means what we said. Can you tell me what is the array? Array, what is the purpose of array, guys? Anybody? Come on. Arrays, why we want to declare? Yes, it can store some group of values. It can store some group of values. So whenever you want to store some group of values into particular the variable memory, then we are declaring arrays. We are declaring arrays. Suppose the same thing. Okay, when you want to store multiple values into X, and X is a integer data type, and this integer is called a predefined data type, right? This integer called as a predefined data type. So that was not possible. But when I want to store this X is equals to 10, 20, 30, if I want to store, then what happened? We need to declare array. So when we declare array, that means my variable, X variable is a type of array type, then I can store multiple values. Okay, now. So now tell me guys here array is nothing but, can I say it is a data type? Come on guys. Array, can I say it is a data type? Definitely. It is a referenced data type. It is a referenced data type. And this referenced data type is created or declared by who? It's a predefined or user defined. What do you say? Is it predefined or user defined? This referenced data type, whatever we create, we are using to storing group of elements. So this is user defined or predefined. Yes, it is a user defined. So array is a reference data type. These data types are declared by user. Okay, declared by users. Okay, now. So that means integer, here integer we are using. This is user defined or predefined. Integers is a predefined data type. Array is a user defined reference data type. Okay, now. So how we can say this is a normal predefined data type. These are the array, the user defined reference data type. So how we can say here ename, I was created one column, right? On this column, I was applied one data type here. And this data type is a predefined. This data type is a predefined. Okay, this is not, we are not created. This is already inbuilt in my database. Okay, so that I'm using on my column, and into this column I can store Smith Allen word. Okay, but whenever I want to go for the single values of storing, so there is nothing problem to me. But when I want to store some group of elements into ename column, then what happened? This predefined data type is not supported. So this predefined data type is not supported, because predefined data types are storing only single values only. It can be stored. Only single values can be stored. But when I want to store the group of values or group of elements in my single column, then this predefined data types are not supporting. So how we can say integer only one value and array is a group of values, same to same. This varchar is a single value because it is a predefined data type. But here when I store the group of elements, so here this predefined data type is not supporting us. Okay, not supporting to us. But I want to store group of elements here. Then what I want to do here, in the cases, I want to declare here what now? User defined data type. Okay. So on this ename column, I want to apply user defined data type. I want to apply. So when we apply user defined data type on ename column, then we have a chance. The group of values I can store in a single column of a single row wise, I can store it. Okay. Now, so that means here, this is predefined, and predefined data types are always supporting single value storing purpose only. It will be support, but multiple values, if I want to store into columns, then that is not possible. So, but whenever you want to store the multiple values in a column of each row, then you can use what now? User defined data types. So that is the concept of your user defined. So how we can say, yeah, integer is a predefined, array is a user defined. Okay, same to same. Varchar2 is a predefined and user defined we need to create. And those user defined data types, okay, what it is, observe. Okay, what it is, observe. Then you will get some idea. Now we can see. So user defined data types. So user defined data types are introducing in Oracle 8.0 version. And when, let's see a very important point, when predefined data types are not reaching to our requirements, careful observe. Okay, when predefined data types are not reaching to our requirements, then we create our own data types are called as a user defined. Okay, now, so what is my requirement here? I explained to you, this is my requirement. This is my requirement. So group of elements or group of values I want to store under a single column. But unfortunately, this requirement I cannot fulfill by using of predefined data types. I cannot fulfill my requirement here. I cannot fulfill my requirement here, right? So whenever the predefined data types are not fulfill user requirements, so in that cases, user has to create its own data type that is called as a user defined. Okay, and once you create it, what is the advantage of user defined data types are means reusability. Okay, so how the predefined data types are we are going to be using whenever you want to create any number of tables, whatever the tables, any number of tables you can create. So everywhere we can use a so number data type, okay, varchar to date, whatever it was there, that all are we are using, okay, into table creations levels. Listen, so how the predefined data types are we are using a reusability manner. So your user defined is also same as once you created your user defined data type, and the data type you can use into any table creation. Okay, any number of table creations, so the data type you can be use it. Okay, now, so this is what we can say. That means here observe. Okay, reusability. That means what I say. That means we can create data type and reuse in multiple tables. Okay, now, so Oracle supported there are three types of user defined data types. One is called as a object type or composite type. This is one type of user defined data type. Second one is called a V array. See, array. So I said now in your Java.NET, okay, we have arrays. So same like this in our database also we have a V array. Okay, V array. And next one is called a nested table. So these are the three types of user defined data types we have it in our Oracle. Okay, with the help of these three types of data types, we can store multiple values. My point understanding now? We can store multiple values, otherwise a group of values, we can store it here. Multiple or else a group of values, we can store it here. Okay, now so that is the purpose of user-defined data types. Understanding now? What is now first one? Objective or composite type. Second one is a V array, and third one is a nested table. So these three are called as a user-defined data types record. User-defined data types record. Okay, now fine. And now come back here. So first one we will discuss object type or composite type. So what is object type or composite type? Means here simple. So here observe this data type allows group of values or elements of different data types. Okay, group of values or elements of different data types. Okay, so this data type is used to store group of values, okay, or group of elements of different data types. I'm telling you. Okay, different data types we are telling. Okay, right. What is the syntax here? Observe. So create type name. So this is called a user defined type name. That means you have to give your user defined data type name. So which name you want to give it, that name you have to give it. So create type data type name as object. Here I want to define some columns, and here I'm sending what now values with a different data types. So every column is called one value. Yes or no? So column 1 data type and size, column 2 data type and size. So this is our syntax here, and this is called slash. Slash is nothing but executing of this user defined query. Okay, so these are not a predefined creation, it's a user defined creation. So user defined creation, so that we need to execute manually by this query. So whenever you want to execute this query manually by using of what now? Slash here. Okay, so when I'm using this slash, then this query will be compiled internally, and after successfully compiled, it will be executed. Okay, so this is slash meaning here. Okay, so now here, okay, fine. This is the syntax of your object type or composite type. Okay, so as per syntax, I'm creating my data type. Carefully observe. Create type and type name. This is type name. Okay, this is my user defined data type name. So I was given something. So you can give it X, Y, Z, A, B, C. Okay, so whatever it is, your name, your wish, you can give any name. So I was given here. So I'm giving here course underscore type. This is my data type name. Okay, as an object. In this data type, how many values I can store? Okay, in this data type, how many values I can store? Course ID is a number data type. I can store. Here, number is what now? Predefined. Course name and field. Okay, now. So there are three values I can store under which data type guys here? Course data type. So course underscore type data type, I can store how many values? Three values I can store. Point is understanding now? In course underscore type data type, okay, this is user defined. In this data type column, I can store how many values? Three values. Course ID, course name, course fee. These all three values are I'm storing into one single column of one single row. One single column of one single row. Okay, now let me come out. Testing here, observe testing now. So what I'm doing, I'm creating table. So create table name, students, student ID. This is which data type? Predefined data type. This is which data type? Predefined data type. Number. Student name. This is which data type? Predefined data type. This is which data type? Predefined data type. And third, this is column name course. On this course, which data type I was applied, guys? Come on. On this course, which data type I was applied? Come on. Is it user defined or predefined? It is a user defined. Very good. So that means here, okay, here I'm creating table, right? In this table creation. So what is my table name? Student table. Student table, one of my column, SID. SID is called as what now? Column name. Carefully observe, carefully observe. It is called a column name. Okay, na? It is called a column name. Fine. So on this column, whatever we applied here number, this number is called as what now? Predefined data type. Yes or no? It's called a predefined data type. Predefined data type. Okay, now predefined data type. Okay, so that means on my SID column, I was applied a predefined data type. I was applied. So that means this column is storing only single values. This column is storing only what now? Single value. Only store. Okay, now next year also, yes name is called as what? Again, it is a column name. On this column, which data type I was applied? Again, predefined data type I was applied. So that means that this column is also storing how many values? Means it is also storing single value. It is also storing single value. Yes or no? Okay, fine. Next one. This is what now? Column name. Course is a column name. Carefully observe. Carefully observe. Course is a column name. This is my column name. On this column, which data type I've applied here? So course underscore type. Course underscore type is a which type of data type here? It is a user defined data type. User defined data type. And this data type we created now? Yes. Just now we created. Just now we created course underscore type. This is user defined data type. This user defined data type I was applied here. I was applied here on which column? Course column. In which table? Student table. Understanding carefully. Come on, careful observe. Understanding now? Come on, careful observe, guys. Okay, understanding now? Right. So this is what now? Finally, whatever the user defined data type I was created, that data type I was applied on my course column. Okay, clear now? All of you clear now up to now? Come on, guys. So what we did here, we created one user defined data type, and that user defined data type I was applied on my particular column. What is my column name? Course. So up to here, clear all of you? So created and applied. Clear all of you? Come on, guys. Yes or no? Yes. So this is what it was happening, guys. Okay, now. Now after you applied here, see advantage of the see. Predefined data types are accepting only one value. Can you see? Student ID. Student ID here, how many values I'm passing here? How many values I'm passing here? Come on, guys. At the time of insertion into student table, yes, student ID, how many values I'm passing here? Only one value. Because of reason, why, sir? Why, sir, are you passing only single value? Means this is a predefined data type column. So predefined data type columns are accepting only single value. This is blindly remember. This is blindly remember. Okay now. And here yes name. In yes name also single name I'm passing Sai. Single name I'm passing Sai. Because of reason yes name is also okay. Yes name is also what type of here? Predefined data type. So that it was also accepting only one value. Okay now. Next one is what now? Course. Careful observe. Here very important. Course. Course is what now? User defined data type column. So user defined data type column advantage is what now? Group of values I can store it. Group of values I can store it. So now this user defined data type, whatever we created here at the time of this data type creation, how many values I can store? CID, CNAME, and field. Okay now. So these are the three now. So your course underscore type is nothing but how many values it will be stored? Three values: course ID number and course name and course fee. So now see, so here I'm passing course underscore type. This is my user defined data type name of course underscore type of course ID 1021, course name Oracle, course fee 1200. Now, tell me now, in my course column, how many values I'm sending guys here? With the help of, see, in my course column, with the help of user-defined data type, how many values I'm passing? How many values I'm passing? Come on. Come on, guys. How many values we send it? We are sending how many values? Three values. So we inserted how many values here? Three values. Now, point understanding now. So here, student ID, only one value, student name, only one name, and but here course underscore type. This is a reference of user defined. This is a difference of user defined. So here we are storing three values. Okay, now? So now this is what we called. So now this is how to inserting group of elements. Okay, otherwise how to store group of elements in a which column? In a course column. That means a single column of a single row. I can store group of elements. Okay, now? Right. So now this is what we call. Let you see same thing. We will be go to design here. We will go to design here. So when we see practically, you will get some idea. Now I have some tables here. Okay, these are some tables we have it here, and now I'm dropping few things here. Just a moment. Okay, fine. And now come back and see guys here. So this, as it is, I'm just following here as per my syntax. Okay, so the syntax is one. So as it is, I'm following here. So I'm not doing any new things here. Everything will be same as I follow. So first, I want to create my user-defined data type, course underscore type. This is called a user-defined data type name. And this data type can store how many elements? Means this data type storing three elements. So here, this is your wish. So how many number of columns you have to define under user-defined data type means that's your wish. So as per requirement, you can design like this. So now what happened finally? This data type is storing the group of elements. How many elements? Three elements are stored here. So course underscore type is already existing. Okay, fine. Draw type. And what's my type name? Course underscore type. Okay, now that's fine. So now I just clear this. Okay, fine. So now this is slash I said, this is user compilation and execution process. Okay, fine. So now let me see. Yeah, type is created. Your user defined type is created. What is my type name? Course underscore type. Yeah, type means data type meaning. Okay, don't think other meaning. Yeah, type means data type. Okay, so my data type is created. User defined data type successfully created. What is my data type name? Course underscore type. Okay, now so this after creation, this data type I'm going to applying on my one of the particular table, students table I'm creating, student ID, number, student name, and course. Okay, fine. So let you come back. So I'm going to taking this one. Okay. So here, finally, whatever we created course type, the data type, user defined data, finally, the data type I was applied on my column. This is called a column name. This is called a column name. How you design column name, data type, column name, data type, same as it is a column name and data type. But here, in place of predefined, I'm using user defined data type I was applying. This is a table definition. So we all of you know table definition. Okay, table is created. After created, what I want to do, yeah, now you can see. After table is successfully created, now, suppose this table structure I want to see now. This table structure I want to see. So how to see the structure? That's the, what is my table name here, guys? Students. What is my table name? Students. Let me see, we'll get a clarity. Let me see what happened. Uh, now this is my table structure, right? Yes. In my table structure, can you carefully identify student ID is a column name, right? Which data type? Number of some size. Okay. Yes name is a column name. Which data type? Where get to? Now tell me, course is a column name. Which data type? Which data type? Come on. Which data type, guys? Come on. Predefined data type, user defined data type showing. Yes. So understanding now clear now. So all of you clear now? Now clear now all of you. So how it is? Now user defined data type which I was applied, user defined data. It's a clear showing. There is no confusion in this. Number is a predefined. Varchar 2 is a predefined. Course underscore type is not a predefined. This is a user defined data type. So that user defined data type I was applied on which column? Course column. Okay, now it's clear now. Now you are slowly understanding now, right? So now later, as usual, after that, yes, you have to insert now. So insert into students values, student ID, student name, and your course details. That means the size student, which course is selected. That course details are at a time I'm passing into in a, or at a time I'm storing into a single column. Yes, fine. Okay, so your course underscore type is what, sir, means it is called as the reference type. This is called a reference type. So I'm taking reference. This is what user defined data type. I'm taking a reference. How are you taking array? How are you taking array? Reference is taking now. So array reference is taking now. Same as it is. Same as it is. Here course underscore type is a user defined data type. So that reference I'm taking here, and along with this data type, how many values I'm showing? Multiple values I'm inserting. Okay, now multiple values, because course underscore type at the time of creation, at the time of course underscore type creation, how many values? 3 values: course ID, course name, and fee. So whatever we declared here, so those values now I am passing here. Understanding now? Those values I'm passing here. Okay, fine. So one row is successfully created. One row is successfully created. Okay. Let me see now your table. Select the star from. What is my table name, guys? Your students. Okay. So now I want to set my lines. Okay. Now you can see in student ID 101 single column. In student name size single column. But in my course column, how many values I'm storing? Multiple values are stored. Okay, now. So this is the advantage of what now user defined data types. So user defined data types are why we want to use and why we want to create means to store group of elements or multiple values whenever we want to store into a column, then it will be use it. Okay, now. So finally I successfully inserted in the same pattern, one more student. Okay, one more student I'm inserting now. Okay, this student is selected C codes and along with the C details, I'm going to store it here. Okay, fine. And finally, if you want to call this table, select star from students. And now you can see, so 101 Sai, and you were selected course ID 1021, course name Oracle, some fees 1200, and 102 word course type, and 1022 C and 500. Okay, so in this course column, I was storing group of elements. The course column, I'm storing here group of elements. Okay, now fine. So this is advantage of user defined. So like an array, like an array. And now let me see on this table. Suppose you have to do so some operations like select operation. Just now I'm showing here. So update operation, delete operations. You can see. Okay, suppose here not necessary here everything I was individually showing. Okay, select s dot s is what alias name, s dot sid, s dot s name. Here s dot course dot cid. Why sir s dot course means it is a table name, table alias name dot. This is a course name. Under this course name, again which value I'm storing? cid value I'm storing. So that's why s dot course dot name, s dot course dot fee I'm calling. This is just for calling purpose, but this is not mandatory to write like this. This is not a mandatory to write like this. You can write like a simply select a star from students. You can write like this also. But if you want to describe the data, you can describe like this. And now you can see so student ID, student name, course CID, course C name, course C fee. So just a describing. Suppose you have any confusion, so you have to display like this. But this is not a mandatory to display like. Okay, this is user wish. User want to display your data into clear cut manner. If you have any confusion, then you have to declare like this with the help of some alias names, then you can create. But you can call select a star from student. This is also correct. And this is just a describing. That's it. This is you're not describing here. You're just describing. So this is not a mandatory. That's your wish. Okay, now for clearly showing purpose, you can show like this. Clearly showing purpose, you can show like this. Okay, now otherwise no need. Otherwise no need. If you understand this concept here only you can understand. That's no need. If you want to describe your data clearly and carry okay some systematically, if you want to display, you can do like this. Otherwise not necessary. Okay, now this is select a requirement. And next one, update. Suppose you need to update student table. Yes is alias name set. Yes dot course dot fee is equals to 2000. But actually your student ID 101. Can you see guys your student ID 101? 101 student ID course fee how much is there? Yes, 1200 already there. Suppose this 1200, I want to change now for this student. Okay, how we can change by using of update command? What is update command? So update table name. Okay, yes, alias set. Yes is a table alias name. Course is a column name. Under course, which value I'm storing, which value I'm saving, which value I'm changing here? Fee value. So student dot course dot which value? Fee value. So previously 1200 is there. Now that I want to change as a 2000 rupees. So let me come out. Let you come out. Suppose I just go to execute this one. Yes. So one row is successfully updated. And let you come. Let you come. The row is updated in your table. Successfully done or not? Yes. Now tell me your 101 Sai student Oracle course fee is successfully changing now. Yes or no, guys? The 2000 is successfully changed or not? Yes, we successfully changed it. Okay, in the same to same, next, suppose if you want to delete it. Okay, so if you want to delete, so delete from students S, where S dot course dot CID 1022. So that means with the course column wise or course column condition wise, do you want to delete your data, then you have to use that. Otherwise, directly student ID is equals 101, student ID is equals 102, also you can use it. But here, what is my special here? It is what is our special thing here? We are deleting data based on what now? Course column wise I'm deleting. So okay, this is what a different here. Otherwise, a normal column also you can take and delete your data. Okay, fine. So let me come out. Let me come out here. The student ID. So student course ID what now? 1001022. So this person details I have to delete now. So course ID 1022. Okay, based on which column wise I'm deleting? Course column. Otherwise, you can use a SID also. There is nothing problem. You can use a yes name also. Okay, let me see to execute that one row is successfully deleted. After deleted, let me come back and see your table students and see yes, successfully the row was deleted. Okay, now, so this is what we called as a object type or composite type data type, how to create and how we can apply on your table column, and later how to store our group of elements or group of values in that particular column. Okay, now this is a one type of data type. This is one type of data type. And what is the next data type? Second data type is what now? What is the second data type is called as a V array. So V array is the second data type. So V array. So V array data type, what it was telling, it allows, okay, it allows group of values or elements of a same data type. Here observe carefully. So object type is storing different data types, right? But here V array storing same data type only allowed. Okay, and V array should be declared with the size compulsory. So whenever you want to declare here compulsory, we should go for size also. Okay, this is also very simple. Now this is syntax. Create type name, which type of elements. So like you are saying array which type? Suppose array are you declared with integer, so integer values are storing by array. Suppose array with a string type, string values are storing by array. So like this here also. So create a type name is v array of size of which data type elements do you want to store? You want to store number elements, you want to store varchar elements. Okay, so that element the data type should be given. Okay, now creation. Create a type. My type name is mobile number underscore array1 is v array of size. How much I was given? V array size how much here? 3. Of which data type? Which data type elements? Number elements. Okay, so size is 3. So now tell me, that means how many mobile numbers can I store, guys, here? How many mobile numbers can I store here? 3 mobile numbers. Very good. Very good. 3 mobile numbers. Okay, now let me see. I'm going to using now. Okay, first I will create a V array. Just 2 lines, guys, here. Nothing was there here. Okay, so V array. So this array also there already. So drop type, the type name. I think previous batch purpose I created mobile number underscore array1. Okay, now so we array data type we are creating. Okay, fine. The type is created. After created, let me apply. Create a table employee number. Okay, this is number data and mobile number. This is column. On mobile number column name, I was applied a user defined data type. Okay, I was applied a user defined data type. Okay, let me come back. Okay, fine. So this table is also there. Table. Table name is employee. Okay, so now the table is created. Successfully we created, and in this table, okay, on mobile number column, I was applied user defined data type is applied. Okay, so after applied here, this data type, this user defined data type, okay, whatever we created here with the how much size here, 3 size. So that means only 3 mobile numbers can I store. More than 3 mobile numbers, I cannot store it. Okay, no? So let me see how to store that values into this. Okay, so insert into employee values, employee number 1021 and mobile number underscore array 1. This is called a referenced user defined data type. References I'm taking now, and 2 mobile numbers first I'm inserting. So 970-354-2749 is one mobile number. 850-2045-789. This is one mobile number. So here 2 I'm storing now. I'm storing here mobile numbers into my table. Yes, it is successfully accepted. So like this, maximum how many mobile numbers can I store, guys? Here maximum 3. So next 1022 mobile number underscore array 1. This is user defined data type reference that I'm taking now. Now this time I'm passing 3 mobile numbers. This time I'm passing 3 mobile numbers into my table. So now 3 mobile numbers are accepted. So but 4 mobile numbers, if you try to insert, that will be not accepting here. And finally, you can see your employee. Yes. So now, so first employee, whatever the 2 mobile numbers are there, the 2 mobile numbers will be showing here. And second employee, the 3 mobile numbers are there. So 3 mobile numbers we can save it here. Multiple or group of elements. But if more than 3, if you try to insert, then it was showing error. Why, sir? Means here my array, my data type is a which size 3 I was given, so only 3 can store it. Okay, now so this is a V array data type, how to use and create. And the next one is called as what now? The next one is called as a nested table. Okay, but nested table, okay, this is we will see tomorrow because it is somewhat little bit confusion data type. So object data type and we are directly we are creating and applying, but nested little bit confusion is there. Okay, so it will take some time. So tomorrow I will go for this. On the after this topic, we started what we can say. We have one more topic in SQL, normalization concept. So the normalization also I'm taking now. And after normalization, we started Plsql language. Okay, now so maybe Plsql language in this week we started either Thursday or Wednesday or Thursday. I will start at that. Okay, right, guys. Thank you so much.